So in today's video, we're going to be testing out the HTV Ront tumblers. These are 20-ounce tumblers. They come in an 8-pack, and we're going to be seeing how well they sub. I'm really excited about these. So let's just open these up and see what's inside of this box. So when you open it up, it comes with metal straws and the cleaners for the straws. And it has 8 of them for each of the tumblers inside of here. This literally comes with everything you're gonna need to sub these tumblers, so you don't need to go out and buy other stuff. So the tumblers come nicely packaged in this pretty kind of like watercolor boxes. They're really pretty, so if you want to gift them, they're already ready to gift. And then inside of that, they come with a rubber grip for the bottom of the tumblers. And then this is how the tumblers look. They come in a plastic, and then they have a plastic cap on them. And it's the kind that you can push to drink and then to cover the hole. This also comes with instructions. It has instructions if you're gonna use a convection oven, but it also has instructions if you have a mug press or a tumbler press. So that's really nice. And inside of here also comes some sublimation paper. So HTV Ront has their own sublimation paper, which I didn't even know. It comes with sublimation paper, and one side of the sublimation paper is a little pinkish. So that's how you'll be able to tell which side is the back. So the pink side is the back, the white side is the part that you want to actually print on. So when you put this in your printer, make sure that the pink side is up for the most part, depending what kind of printer you have. If you're using like a converted eco tank and it only has the feed through on top, then you want the white part to be facing you. But if you have like a sawgrass or something where it has a bottom tray for paper, you want the pink to be facing up. It also comes with some shrink wraps if you're using a convection oven. And the shrink wrap has here so that you can tear it open once you have subbed on it. I'm going to be using my mug press. I have a tumbler attachment for it, so I'm going to be using that. I'm not going to be using the convection oven. But it's really nice that it comes with everything you're going to need. Like, you really don't have to buy anything. So let's jump into finding designs for our tumbler and sizing it to fit the tumbler. You can find tumbler designs at creativefabrica.com. I'll have it linked down below. You can type in tumblers, and there are a bunch of different designs. There's even some for free that are pretty cool, so check it out. You can also go on Etsy and type in 20-ounce tumbler wrap. Make sure that they have straight versions for it because these tumblers are straight. You can simply download them and then resize them to 9.323 by 8 inches. And I found that that was a perfect size to fit the tumbler, and then just export it as a JPEG. It's gonna be my first time using the tumbler attachment on my mug press, so we'll see how that goes and we'll figure that out together. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our tumblers and we're going to take some rubbing alcohol and we're going to clean the outside of it. You want to use something like a microfiber cloth, something that's not going to throw out some lint. So I just have this little pump from Dollar Tree. It has rubbing alcohol in it, and I'm just going to use that to wipe down my tumbler. And you want to make sure you take out the plastic top, and you want to try to avoid touching it with your fingers and getting any of that oil from your fingers on it. So we're going to do that for all of our tumblers, and we're going to let that dry. So now that I have done that, I'm going to take my paper trimmer and I'm going to trim one side of my design. And now we're going to take our tumblers. And I saw someone, so we're going to try 2 different ways. I saw someone putting tape on one side. So they put tape where it's going to overlap so that it doesn't bleed through. So basically they just took their heat tape and they put it along this seam and they put it like half on, half off. And then they cut off the remaining of that heat tape. And you want to make sure that you don't have any white on the side of your design. And then you want to take your tumbler. I'm just going to roll it up, making sure to line up the top of our paper with the top of our tumbler and the bottom as well. Gonna roll it up and you're gonna tape it. Tape all across that seam. So now we're gonna try one without doing that whole like method of putting the tape and see if it even makes a difference. And you want to make sure you pull it as much as you can. If you're going to do this in the convection oven, then you want to put in shrink wrap. And then I also see some people taping it this way. So let's see if that makes a difference. You guys already know I like to experiment. I like to try different methods. It's the best. Just like that. Okay, so now let's get our mug press so that we can preheat it. This is my mug press. I have the Heat Press Nation Signature Heat Press. I have my tumbler attachment in it right now. And we're going to read the instructions. The instructions say to do 334 for 50 seconds. So we're going to take our tumbler. I'm going to start off by taking the one that we did that tape trick on it and see if that makes a difference. We do need I think I'm going to take one without a brand new one without the design on it, just so that I can set my pressure. So I'm going to put it in here without the tapa. I think that's good pressure. So I'm going to take a heat glove to take that out. Hot. And now I'm going to put in the actual tumbler that I'm going to press. So I'm sliding the tumbler through the side. I'm going to do 50 seconds. Now I'm going to flip it. I'm going to rotate it so that that side that we didn't sub on is now in the bottom. And then I'm going to press for another 50 seconds. And we'll see if it looks good or if we need to adjust our time and temp. So now we're going to take it out. We're going to open our mug press and we're going to take it out. And then we're going to set it down so that it can cool down. My heat glove, and we're going to pull down the tape from that middle seam. And we're going to start seeing how well this sub. Am I the only one who just throws stuff in one spot when I'm crafting and then I'll get it later? Okay, so I failed. This is totally a me thing, but look at those colors. Okay, so we're learning together. There's some white right there. I pushed the paper up too much when I was shifting it in the mug press. So I think, the whole bottom is missing. And I think that's pretty much it. There's not any ghosting on it. You see like these, let me see. Like right here, you see like, that's just the paper that got stuck. You can take rubbing alcohol and rub that right off. See, it came right off. Okay, so now we have our 3 tumblers. This was the very first one that I did. We learned from our mistakes. This is for my daughter anyways. Colors are great, but I didn't tape the top and bottom, so the paper kind of slid as I was like, I may be moving when I was trying to put it in there. And my taped seam, I don't like that tape thing. It like, you can see the seam, there's like white right there. I think it just there must have been maybe a little bit of tape left and it caused issues. But the colors are nice. Now, the second one I did, perfect, way better. You see the colors look great. The seam, no white in the seam. Obviously, you're going to tell there's a seam because the design, you know, the flowers are different or whatever. But it looks great. No issues. Colors are vibrant. I love these. These are so easy to make. Great, like, coworker gift. This one, perfect as well. This one had the tape going down and across. I don't know if I would say that's super necessary because this one just had tape down the seam. And I mean, the seam isn't, there's not super much of a seam in this design, but it looks fine. So I don't know if I would say that's completely necessary, but definitely would say tape the top and bottom so your paper's not sliding. But look at that. Those colors, amazing. So now we're just going to pun our tops. If I say tapa, just know it means tops. And these rubber parts on them. Keep your boxes if you're gonna gift these. And then you can just pun the tapas on them. So the rubber parts look like this. They have some tape on the back. You're gonna take that tape off. And then you're just gonna put it down. And just press on that. Just like that. And we're gonna do that for all our tumblers. And again, they come with the metal straws for them and the brush cleaners. And so these are perfect. Like, you just, if you're gonna gift them, you can even put them back in the plastic like this. And then put them in the cute watercolor boxes. In there, I don't think the straws fit in here. Let's see. No, the straws don't fit inside the box. So you would have to gift the straws separately, but you can take a piece of tape and just tape it right there. And it's a cute little gift. So these turned out awesome. I love how these turned out. We learned from our very first one, learned from my mistakes. This one didn't turn out too well, but the other two turned out great. So we learned from our mistakes and we got them to turn out good. These are great. Great, great, great. Like, look at those colors. The colors are vibrant. They're awesome. I love this one. This one's so cute. They're awesome. They're vibrant. And I love them. I love that you get everything that you need. So you don't have to go out buying sublimation paper. You get instructions on how to use it. You get shrink wrap. If you need shrink wrap, there's one for each tumbler. You get sublimation paper. You get straws and straw cleaners. Like, you get everything. You get a nice box to be able to gift it. Like, these are great. So guys, I highly recommend these. Super easy to do. I can't speak for making them in the convention oven, but I got a tumbler. My mug press, I absolutely love my mug press. Again, it's the Heat Press Nation mug press, the signature series. And you can change out the heat component. Like, I have 11 ounce mug, 15 ounce mug, latte mug, shot glass, and I have the tumbler heat component. So I have one mug press and I can change it out to do all these things instead of getting a tumbler press and a separate mug press. Like, I have one mug press and I love how the mug press worked on these. Again, I recommend when you're doing these, I did 334 like the instructions said in 50 seconds, but I used my seam as a guide. So I pun my seam down and I pressed for 50 seconds. I rotated it so that the seam could be in the middle of the left side, and I pressed for 50 seconds. I rotated it again so that the seam could be facing up, and pressed for 50 seconds, and then I rotated it one more time so that my seam could be even in the middle of the right side, and then I pressed for 50 seconds. That way I made sure that my whole tumbler got pressed evenly, and it worked because it turned out like there's no ghosting. It pressed evenly, like good pressure all the way around. Make sure you have good pressure too, because if you don't, I don't think it would turn out as good. So I love how these turned out. I'm gonna have a discount code for you guys in the description. I'll have these linked down below in the description, so make sure to check those out. They're awesome. I highly recommend these. Again, they come with everything you'll need, so it's a good price. Like, you don't have to go out and buy things, especially if you're just starting sublimation. This is a good thing because you have shrink wrap, you have sublimation paper, you have everything you need. So check these out. Again, these are HTV Ront tumblers, and they're 20 ounce, and they are great coworker gifts, Christmas gifts. They're just good, quick, and easy gifts. Highly, highly recommend them. Again, I'll have a discount code linked down below for you guys, just for you guys, for my subscribers, and anyone who's watching this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting my channel, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.